Wow, guys, Jessica Tarlov had some pretty bold statements on trans policy, and Greg Gutfeld didn't agree. You guys gotta check this video out.
You in court, President Trump just laid the smackdown on Maine's Governor Janet Mills and right to her face for defying his executive order preventing trans athletes from competing in girls and women's sports. Watch.
I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you
Exactly.
better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
Guys, one thing before we continue this video that I don't like at all. People like to say, "Oh, we'll see you in court. We'll see you in court. Why do you want to ban men from participating in women's sports? Why are you doing all this? Why are you deporting immigrants? Why are you investigating the government?" These are the same exact people that don't realize that this is what America wanted. Trump wouldn't have won the election if this is what Americans didn't want. It was a huge mandate for change. It was time to make a difference, and we went out and we voted. We made sure Trump got in office so we could see this change, man. I'm telling you, these Democrats, man. Let's keep going, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Just hours after that dust up at the governor's meeting, the Department of Education announcing a new Title IX investigation into Maine over the boys and girls in sports issue. It could result in Maine losing $250 million in annual federal funding. Judge, it's funny, you go to a nice luncheon with a bunch of other governors and then bam, right in the face.
Well, it shouldn't have been a surprise because when Joe Biden left office, he tried to change Title IX and he tried to add the transgender identity as being a basis for discrimination. And so a federal judge has since vacated that, and the president has issued an executive order. And this should not be a surprise to any Democrat because the country, in incredible numbers, I don't know what the stats are, but the country is against men in women's sports.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that a transgender is at a physical advantage over girls, okay, if you're playing in a girls' sport. So president's saying you're going to jeopardize $250 million in federal funding, and she's going to say, well, I'm following federal law and state law. Who cares what the state law said? The federal law has supremacy on this issue. It's federal money, okay, and she's going to lose. And it's stupid of her, as far as I'm concerned, to say, well, with the federal law supports us. No, you're stupid. It doesn't.
Jessica, Maine's a poor state. Losing $250 million over something like this just seems dumb.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I took it that Governor Mills was also talking about the anti-discrimination laws that exist and that she'll have to abide by them. And we'll see. That was my expectation, that then this would happen immediately and there would be funding on the table and it'll play out. But the problem with some of these executive orders as it pertains to gender is that gender is a lot more complicated than they would have you believe. Like, one of Trump's lawyers was in court with this federal judge, Judge Reyes, and said, there's men and there's women. It's just about male and female. And the judge said that's actually biologically incorrect, that there are 30 examples of types of intersex people. So not everyone.
Yeah, what do you mean? Gender is not complicated, Jessica. This is why I hate you being on the show. I hate your voice. I hate everything about you. I don't like your outfit. I don't like your hair. I don't like your glasses. Gender is not complicated. It's male and female, and they could reproduce and make male or female. It's not that complicated. And I'm sorry to touch on this so late, but who gave that governor the right to speak to Trump in that manner in a place like that? These people have no respect, but they want to talk constantly about his rhetoric, like he's doing some type of bad thing or this guy doesn't really care about us, man. Let's keep going, man.
One is access.
Well, what does that
It's
mean?
not
Intersex.
What is that?
intersex. Well, you
I don't know.
said
They have both.
You have both?
It's such a rare exception. It doesn't even.
That's
It does.
exactly
No, but
the point. It's just like the transgenders trying to compete. There's like 1%.
I'm not
So
denying that. I
why
think it's less.
why force girls across this
I'm not
country
trying to.
have to be in
I
a bathroom?
I
So
have-
just admit it's illegal, it's wrong, and the public doesn't
Well,
want
that's
it.
not what you would be admitting by saying like illegal doesn't mean
For
illegal to wrong.
200,000 years have been men and women. Now we got 3,
I'm
4,
just saying
20.
that you
30.
have to
We have 30.
consider 30 types. The point is that you can't just make a generalized sweeping law that would exclude people who do exist. You have to make sure that there's some place for them
But
in this
not
conversation.
to the
I'm not asking about
disadvantage
transgender.
of women.
I have never.
I want to see what Jessica Tarlov would do if she was in the restroom and somebody came in there with a huge dress on and they're 6'5", 300 pounds, crazy beard. What is she gonna say? She's probably gonna hurry up and get out of the restroom. Why are we acting like this is normal? Jessica, please stop making yourself look ignorant week after week after week. Everybody's getting tired of this. I'm telling you, if she had a daughter and somebody swinging that bat, with that type of force, and that ball comes back, hit that girl in the head, or they're trying to play tackle football, soccer, take out her legs, anything, man. Think about that for a second. Let's keep going, man.
Never said that I thought that transgender women should play in women's sports. I'm saying that some of
Okay.
these executive orders on gender are more complicated than the administration thinks, and then
That's
they
exactly
show
what
up in
you're
court
saying.
and they don't even know about
Let's
intersex
get
people.
some of the other genders in here. Greg?
Well, first of all, the idea of gender being fluid and not male female was a sweeping decision made by many politicians without any science. But I want to talk about that amazing moment with the governors. With the Trump presidency, every morning is like the day after Halloween. I wake up and I have a big bag of candy waiting for me, and I have to slow down because I'm going to throw up before breakfast. I can't stop. I mean, I love this. And also what that does is it forces the discussion beyond the, I hate to use the phrase again, load-bearing phrase, transphobic. So generally what would happen is you would go like, men saying that their women should not be in women's sports. And you go, well, that's transphobic. And then everybody go, ooh, better shut down. Now you go, no. You have to explain to me why. You have to tell me why that should be allowed. Then you can get into the argument. Well, there's this 0.000000000% who are intersectional. And he goes, well, that's great. I would call that the tyranny of the minority. That you would change all these rules for 0.0000000 of the population. This is something the left does all the time. What about this exception? What about that? The Maine governor is a typical example of this old female progressive who puts men who say they're women above actual women. Their compassion is gained. They're terrified of not being virtuous. It's weird that when I compare myself to her, I'm the feminist. I'm arguing on behalf of authentic, safe spaces for women. Safe spaces that she would willingly sacrifice because she doesn't want to appear as in her world, transphobic. She's a coward. She's an absolute coward. I loved every minute of it.
You guys do realize Jessica Tarlov contradicts herself every time she speaks. She never makes sense. She's just trying to weed out any way possible. It doesn't care if she sounds ignorant whenever she says it. She wants to make Trump look like he's doing a horrible job during his presidency. We all know what he's doing. We know he's doing the right thing. We know he's putting the American people first. But what is not getting in her head? How do you not see this? She even is trying to say Doge is not doing a good job. Maybe Doge shouldn't investigate it so much. Come on, man. She's just ignorant, man. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.